Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9 when it comes to potential spoilers. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, these past couple of weeks we've been learning a whole lot more about the final film in the sequel trilogy by J.J. Abrams, which, by the way, filming does begin in just a couple of weeks from now. We'll be hearing more about what's going on with the final decisions for principal photography and exactly where they will be shooting, finally, for Episode 9. Now, do you guys remember the big plot leak that we went over about a month and a half to 2 months ago involving Naboo quite possibly being in the mix for Star Wars Episode 9? And you guys may or may not have heard about this, but a couple of days ago there were concept art descriptions and storyboard descriptions of a lakeside that appeared to be very much like the lakeside in Naboo in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, I believe it was. So what's really interesting is, just recently they were actually location scouting for Star Wars Episode 9 over in Caserta, Italy. Now, I don't know if you guys know where Caserta, Italy is, but that is the same exact location that they shot Naboo for in the prequel Star Wars trilogies such as Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, Villa del Balbianello was actually a spot where they actually shot the Naboo lakeside, and the fact that there were concept art descriptions for Episode 9 of a lakeside and now location scouting over in Caserta, Italy, things seems as so that they are starting to take shape, that Episode 9 could very well be bringing us back to Naboo ever since the prequel trilogy, and it also fits with J.J. Abrams wanting to introduce prequel trilogy continuity in the Star Wars universe, specifically when it comes to the sequel trilogy. Now, I want to go over exactly why would we go to Naboo. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to have the most planets out of every Star Wars film to date. It may sound a little filled in there, but I think that this could actually open up a lot of different possibilities. So the fact, alright, that movie will have a lot of planets ups the chances of Naboo appearing at least for a brief moment, at the very least, in Episode 9. But what would be the significance of it appearing in the final film of this trilogy? Now, could it quite possibly have ties to Rey or maybe even Kylo Ren? Maybe Kylo Ren is trying to learn more about his grandmother because he knows, alright, that his grandfather, Darth Vader, who was once Anakin Skywalker, he should most certainly know that he had a wife at some point. And I think what's really interesting to me personally is if he were to seek out his own grandmother, Padme Amidala's tomb or her grave, whatever it may be that they do make canon on the big screen when it comes to Padme Amidala, I think that would be a real heartwarming moment. We do know that Carrie Fisher has passed, and it's going to be a very hard thing to do the whole Leia thing in Star Wars Episode 9. So could they quite possibly do something with Kylo Ren's grandmother where you do get a little bit more of a connection to Padme Amidala? Maybe Kylo Ren is on a search for learning more about his own grandfather, Darth Vader, and his past life, and what really brought him to the dark side to understand things a whole lot more. Now, as you know, the big leak that we went over about a month ago suggests that Kylo Ren is actually a good leader when it comes to the First Order, and the Resistance, alright, many members of the Resistance are actually questioning others as to why they are even fighting this big fight in the galaxy that Kylo Ren is now leading. So, Kylo Ren has a new empire apparently in Episode 9 from what we heard about a month or two ago. So let me know what you think about the most recent, location that has been scouted for Episode 9 over in Caserta, Italy, which also lines directly up with what we have heard before in the past of those concept art descriptions and exactly of the different leaks that we have heard before in the past. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
symbol